Welcome to our deep dive. Today we're looking at King Solomon's story. It's quite ancient, but has some really surprising relevance for you today. We're going to view his incredible rise and, well, his tragic fall through a pretty fascinating lens, his relationship with divine wisdom, specifically wisdom personified as the Sunamite woman from the Song of Songs.
Exactly. And we'll be pulling insights from texts like the Song of Songs, Proverbs, First Kings, and also some really interesting details from the Septuagint, the old Greek translation. Our sort of mission here is to see how a king, given this amazing wisdom, ended up losing it all, fundamentally by forgetting his truest love.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Solomon's story, it really kicks off not just with a crown, but with a charge from his father David. And then that moment at Gabon, what was so important about his request there? He could have asked for anything, right?
Well, what's really striking is his humility. He didn't actually ask to be wise, not directly. His request, especially clear in the Septuagint, was for a heart to hear. The Greek is kardion akwen, a discerning heart, so he could judge righteously.
Okay, a heart to hear.
Yes, and this really pleased God. So he got the wisdom, but then God also added riches and glory. It's sort of a lesson, maybe. Prioritize the right thing, and other things often follow.
Right. Now, this idea of divine wisdom, you mentioned she's personified as the Sunamite woman. How does that work?
Yeah, she's not just an abstract idea in this reading. She is wisdom. Proverbs, again in the Septuagint, calls her the firstborn of creation, created by God before everything else, delighting in God, but also in humanity.
In her description, brown but comely.
Mm-hmm. Brown but comely. Like the humble tents of Kedar, she says, but also like the grand curtains of Solomon. It shows wisdom's range, accessible in the everyday, but also in the magnificent. She's everywhere.
And when Solomon is aligned with her, the kingdom thrives, like we see in the Song of Songs.
Absolutely. It depicts this flourishing kingdom. And you can connect that right to the Proverbs 31 women. That's wisdom in action.
Practical, reductive.
Totally. The engine of prosperity. Even like economic success, making sindons and selling girdles, the text says.
Wow. And Solomon adored her.
Yeah.
You mentioned sister spouse.
Yes. Adelphi mu nymphe. It signifies this love that's both incredibly intimate but also pure. A partnership of equals, really. He was captivated.
But then things change. There's a turning point.
There is. The king stops listening. His heart, which was focused, starts to, fracture.
And we see that allegorically in the Song of Songs.
We do. The Sunamite searches for him desperately. I sought him but did not find him. And then there's this chilling scene where the city's watchmen, you could see them as the kingdom's institutions.
Wow.
They mistreat her. They strip her veil. It's a powerful image of how truth gets wounded, cast aside when the kingdom's heart turns away.
That's powerful. And this allegory, it maps onto the historical reality in First Kings, doesn't it? How did his heart actually fracture?
Historically, yes. The text mentions Solomon's immoderate fondness for women, philogunas. And the numbers are just staggering. 700 wives, 300 concubines. Symbolic, of course.
Symbolic of what?
Of a heart shattered, fragmented by these strange women from nations they were told not to intermarry with. Because, the text implies, these foreign wives brought a different kind of wisdom. Earthly, sensual, demon-like, as one passage puts it. It led him straight to idolatry.
So the lesson is, you can't mix them. Divine and worldly wisdom.
It seems that's the core message here. Trying to hold on to both is a fatal compromise. Divine wisdom, she demands an undivided heart.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, how easily we can get distracted by, foreign things that pull us away from what's true. And the prophet Ahijah tearing his cloak. That visual.
Yes, symbolizing the kingdom being torn apart, a direct result of this divided heart, this betrayal.
And there's an irony there too, right? With Jeroboam.
A really potent irony highlighted in the Septuagint. Jeroboam, the rival god, raises up against Solomon. He ends up marrying an Egyptian woman given to him by the very same pharaoh whose daughter Solomon had married earlier.
Wow. So the worldly alliances meant to secure his power
became the very tools of his downfall.
Yeah. So Solomon's legacy, it's ultimately tragic. All that potential. He's not even in the roll call of faith in Hebrews 11.
He's not. It really lays out those two paths of wisdom, doesn't it? Divine wisdom needs that undivided heart that leads to unity, to life. But worldly folly, all those distractions, it just fragments the heart, leads to division and ultimately spiritual death.
So wrapping this up, what's the core insight for us, for you listening?
I think it comes back to that undivided heart, that focus on true wisdom as the foundation.
And the Sunamite's call from the Song of Songs, it just hangs there, unanswered by Solomon in the end. I am my dear brothers, and towards me is his desire.
Right. Her love, her call, it's constant. Solomon's story is a stark warning, for sure. But her desire, wisdom's desire, it still reaches out to any soul willing to choose her and her alone. That ancient choice is still very much alive for you right now.